The universe doesn't react to your words. It reacts to the vibration you project. Quantum science now verifies what primordial wise ones always knew: all is linked. This audiobook will teach you how to harness this concealed principle for seamless creation. The Quantum Entanglement Law. Introduction. Amid the vast weave of existence, a fact awaits uncovering, one that echoed through epochs, resounding in the doctrines of primordial sages, and now confirmed by quantum science. The cosmos is a complex lattice of linked energy, not a simple gathering of detached elements, where each idea, sentiment, and purpose sends waves through reality's structure. You have existed believing in division, viewing yourself as separate from the realm around you. Yet this view is merely the exterior of a profound fact. Beneath individuality's mirage flows a sea of merged awareness where the lines between watcher and watched melt into sheer promise. The quantum entanglement law discloses that particles once linked stay eternally connected, irrespective of the gap between them. What impacts one immediately affects the other, surpassing time and space's bounds. This isn't just a scientific oddity. It is the means to grasping your own inventive strength. Your ideas aren't confined within your awareness. They are quantum occurrences sending surges through the universal domain of awareness. Every purpose you maintain, every sentiment you experience, creates waves that reach existence's farthest edges. The primordial masters grasped this when they discussed prayer's strength, contemplation, and directed purpose. The cosmos answers not to what you utter or perform, but to the energy you radiate into this quantum domain. Your life's occurrences aren't haphazard events, but echoes of your internal condition mirrored back through the endless web of linkage. When you truly seize this tenet, creation becomes as instinctive as inhaling. You are about to embark on a voyage that will revolutionize your grasp of reality itself. The knowledge within these words has been protected by sages and pursued by seekers throughout ages. Now, as science and spirit merge, these eternal facts emerge with renewed sharpness, offering you the means to unlocking your boundless promise. Part 1. Awakening to the Quantum Web. Chapter 1. The Concealed Law of Linkage. In the endless rhythm of being, a fact arises that shatters division's mirage. Every fragment of your essence is closely linked to creation's broad reach, partaking in an eternal energy swap that molds reality's very essence. Long ago, in a far peak hamlet, there resided a herder named Arya, who spent her hours tending her herd. Each dawn, she would awake to find her animals dispersed across the slope. Yet she noticed something remarkable without summoning or guiding them. Her mere idea of assembling the herd would cause them to naturally converge toward her. At first, she dismissed this as fluke, until she began to watch how her internal condition affected not just her herd, but everything around her. On days when her spirit was buoyant, the heavens would clear, and her herd would prosper. When concern clouded her awareness, tempests would assemble and her animals would grow uneasy. This simple watching discloses a cosmic fact. The realm you encounter isn't separate from your awareness. It is its extension. The quantum domain answers to your ideas and sentiments with unerring accuracy, arranging situations that echo your internal reality. Every individual you meet, every circumstance you face, every chance or trial that presents itself is linked to you through unseen energy strands. There was once a seer named Liam who resided in isolation atop a holy peak. Those who sought his insight often toiled up the hazardous route only to find him grinning as if he had been anticipating them. "You believe you have chosen to arrive here today," he would say, "but it was your internal summon that pulled you to this spot. The peak did not exist for you until you were prepared to ascend it." His doctrines disclose that the perceived division between ourselves and our ambitions is a mirage. When you grasp that you aren't reaching for something external but rather rousing, what already dwells within the route to realization becomes lucid. Ancient practice of conscious invention. As the sun ascends tomorrow, sit in tranquility and maintain a single lucid purpose in your heart. Do not utter it aloud. Let it echo within the quantum domain of sheer promise. Throughout the next day, watch with gentle alertness how the cosmos begins to answer. Notice the understated signs, a pertinent dialogue, an unforeseen chance, a meaningful fluke. These aren't random occurrences, but the quantum domain echoing your conscious purpose back to you. Keep a simple log of these answers, for in acknowledging them, you fortify the unseen strands that link your internal realm to the external reality. Chapter 2. The Watcher's Strength. In the rhythm between awareness and reality, you stand as both watcher and inventor. The deed of observing isn't inactive, it is the energy that forms existence's very structure. In the primordial metropolis of Thebes, there resided a youthful chronicler named Liam, who spent his hours logging the stream of wares through the bazaar. Each dawn he would position himself at his wooden stand, observing vendors and buyers engage in their daily trade. Over time, he noticed that the bazaar seemed to answer his focus. When he concentrated on prosperous deals, they multiplied before his eyes. When his mind drifted to thoughts of dearth, the bazaar would grow silent and still. Your awareness is your experience's designer. Just as light acts differently when watched in quantum trials, reality shifts and changes through your awareness's glass. This isn't metaphysical conjecture. It is being's basic nature itself. What you concentrate upon expands, broadening to fill your focus's space. The strength of watching extends past mere viewing. It is an active energy that molds promises clay into tangible shape. When you truly grasp this tenet, you realize that every instant of focus is a brushstroke on your life's canvas. In a far harbor metropolis, there resided a trader named Arya, who dealt in rare herbs. In her early years, she approached each voyage with thrill, anticipating to uncover fresh chances. Her vessels returned laden with precious cargo, and her riches grew bountifully. As time passed, she began to dread storms and rivals, constantly foreseeing disaster. Soon her fleet encountered exactly the misfortunes she feared, until her business dwindled to nothing. It was only when a wise elder helped her see the linkage between her anticipations and her encounters that her fortunes began to shift once again. This fact lies at conscious invention's heart. Your life's encounter isn't happening to you, it is answering you. Every anticipation, every conviction, every concentrated idea sends waves through the quantum domain, drawing to you the very encounters that match your internal picture. Ancient practice of focused invention. Select 3 zones of your life where you desire change. For the next 7 days, dedicate 5 minutes each morning to deliberately shifting your attention toward these desired outcomes. Do not strain or force. Simply permit your awareness to rest gently on the reality you wish to experience. Notice how your attention naturally draws corresponding experiences into your field of awareness. What you focus on expands not through effort, but through the natural law of awareness itself. Chapter 3. The Mirage of Division. From your first inhale's instant, you have been instructed to see yourself as separate from the realm around you. This conviction runs deep, woven into your grasp's very structure. Yet it is nothing more than a mirage, a veil cast over existence's true nature. Along the primordial trade routes, there resided a trader's daughter named Theo, who inherited great riches. Despite her plenty, a gnawing void drove her to search for meaning in far territories. She traveled to holy shrines, consulted with renowned instructors, and sought insight in ancient scripts. For 20 years she roamed, growing increasingly frustrated as each new doctrine failed to fill the emptiness within. One night, exhausted from her endless seeking, Theo sat beneath a starlit sky. As she gazed at her reflection in a still pond, a profound realization washed over her. Every instructor she had met, every lesson she had learned had simply been reflecting what already existed within her own heart. The answers she sought had always been there, waiting to be recognized. The universe does not exist apart from you. It is an extension of your awareness, responding to your deepest beliefs and expectations. When you smile at the world, it smiles back. When you approach life with fear, it shows you what you fear most. This is not coincidence or poetic metaphor. It is the fundamental law of existence. Your relationships, circumstances, and experiences are not random events happening to you. They are reflections, precise mirrors showing you your own inner state. The person who angers you reveals where anger lives within yourself. The abundance or lack you experience reflects your beliefs about what you deserve. The love you receive matches the love you hold for yourself. Each encounter serves as a divine messenger, bringing wisdom about the contents of your heart. When you understand this profound truth, you begin to see that the world around you is a living teacher constantly showing you exactly what you need to learn, heal, or transform. The universe in its infinite wisdom orchestrates these reflections not to punish or reward, but to guide you toward greater self-awareness and spiritual growth. Ancient practice of mirror recognition for the next 7 days. Approach each interaction and circumstance as a mirror. When someone treats you with kindness or hostility, ask yourself, what part of me is being reflected? When situations bring joy or challenge, examine, what belief within me has drawn this experience? Keep a simple journal of these reflections, noting the precise correlations between your inner state and outer reality. This practice will reveal the invisible thread that connects your awareness to the world around you, dissolving forever the mirage of division. Chapter 4. The instant everything aligns. Once you glimpse reality's true nature, there is no returning to ignorance. Like dawn's first ray breaking through darkness, this awareness changes everything. The quantum lattice becomes visible in every instant, every interaction, every seemingly chance meeting. In a bustling city lived a poet named Elara, who spent 15 years pursuing her dream of becoming a renowned bard. Despite her dedication, every door seemed to close before her publishers rejected her work. Audiences turned away, and her savings dwindled. Her talent was undeniable, yet success remained eternally out of reach. One autumn evening, as Elara sat at her desk, a strange calm descended upon her. In that moment of stillness, she saw with perfect clarity how her own expectations had created an invisible barrier. Every rejection had reinforced her belief in struggle. Every setback had strengthened her conviction that success was meant for others. The verses she composed carried these vibrations, these frequencies of doubt and unworthiness. As this realization dawned, Elara began to write for the first time. Her poetry flowed without the weight of her fears. Within weeks, opportunities appeared as if by magic. A chance meeting led to a publishing contract. Her compositions found their way to influential patrons. The very same pieces that had once been rejected were now celebrated. This transformation was not magic. It was quantum mechanics in its purest form. Elara had shifted her position in the web of reality, and reality shifted to match her new frequency. You too have experienced this truth, though you may not have recognized it at the time. Think back to those moments when everything aligned perfectly, when a random encounter led to an extraordinary opportunity, when a wrong turn led you exactly where you needed to be, when a seemingly unfortunate event protected you from a greater setback. These were not coincidences, but instances of perfect energetic alignment. Ancient practice of retroactive recognition. Find a quiet space and close your eyes. Journey backward through your life's significant moments, allowing your mind to drift through memory's corridors like a gentle stream flowing upstream. Identify 3 instances where what seemed like coincidence was actually the quantum web responding to your energy. Those moments when the universe conspired in ways you couldn't comprehend at the time. Write these experiences in detail, noting the subtle signs you missed at the time, the whispers of intuition, the seemingly random encounters, the fortuitous delays or accelerations of events. What thoughts or feelings preceded these events? What beliefs were you holding even unconsciously that may have shaped these manifestations? This practice will attune you to the patterns that have always been present, sharpening your awareness of how the universe moves in response to your consciousness. As you document these experiences, you'll begin to recognize the invisible threads that have been weaving your reality all along, preparing you to consciously direct this power in the future. Chapter 5. The Lattice of Boundless Possibilities. 1,000 routes stretch before you in every instant, each leading to a different version of your future. The universe in its infinite wisdom holds all possibilities simultaneously, waiting for you to choose which reality you will step into. In the ancient city of Cairo, there lived a scholar named Elara, who spent her days studying sacred texts in the Grand Library. Each morning, she would choose her path through the city's winding streets, unaware that these simple choices were creating ripples through the fabric of reality itself. Some days, taking the eastern route, she would encounter sages who shared wisdom from distant lands. Other days, choosing the western path, she would meet fellow scholars whose insights transformed her understanding. One fateful morning, Elara noticed something extraordinary. The manuscripts she had studied for years seemed to contain different knowledge depending on her state of mind when she read them. When she approached the texts with doubt, they revealed stories of limitation and struggle. But when she read them with hope and expectation, they unveiled secrets of infinite possibility. This truth extends beyond ancient manuscripts. It permeates every aspect of existence, from the smallest grain of sand to the vast expanse of the cosmos. The version of reality you experience is not random. It is precisely aligned with your deepest beliefs and expectations, molded by the very essence of your thoughts and convictions. When you understand this profound principle, you realize that your future is not a fixed destination, but a conscious choice shaped moment by moment through the power of your awareness. Like a master artist before a blank canvas, you hold within your mind the ability to paint the masterpiece of your life with the colors of your choosing. Sacred practice of timeline selection. Sit in perfect stillness and close your eyes. Visualize 3 distinct versions of your future, each existing simultaneously in the quantum field. In the first timeline, see yourself exactly as you are, now having made no changes to your current path. In the second, witness yourself having achieved what you believe is possible. In the third, behold yourself living beyond what you previously thought achievable. Now focus your attention on that third timeline, the one that fills you with both excitement and slight disbelief. Feel its energy, its vibration. What version of you exists in that reality? How does this version think? What beliefs do they hold? What choices do they make? Begin to embody these qualities, now knowing that they are not separate from you. They are you existing in this moment. Breathe in their energy, their knowing, their state of being. Feel yourself becoming this version of you, not through effort or force, but through simple recognition of what already is. Stay with this embodiment until you feel a subtle shift and unmistakable knowing that you have aligned with this reality. Let this awareness settle into your bones, into every cell of your being, until it becomes as natural as breathing. Chapter 6. Harmony and Resonance. In the heart of an ancient valley, there lived a carver named Ilara, who dedicated her life to creating beauty from wood. Each day she would strain and struggle, forcing her will upon the unyielding timber. Yet her works remained lifeless, mere shadows of the vision she held within. The universe operates not through force, but through resonance. Like calls to like, frequency attracts its match, and your vibration, the subtle energy you emit, is the master key that unlocks specific realities. This is not metaphorical wisdom, but a fundamental law as real as gravity. When you attempt to manifest through effort alone, you create resistance. Your struggle becomes your signature frequency, attracting more situations that require struggle. This is why those who push the hardest often find themselves trapped in cycles of trying, while those who align effortlessly attract their desires. One morning, as Ilara sat before another failed attempt, an old woman appeared at her workshop. "You cannot force the beauty from the wood," she said. "You must become the beauty you wish to create." These words transformed her understanding. Instead of attacking the wood with her tools, she began each day by entering a state of pure creative flow. She would sit with the wood, matching her energy to the masterpiece she envisioned until she felt them vibrate as one. Only then would she lift her chisel, and the wood seemed to release its hidden forms willingly, joyfully. Your life mirrors this truth in ways both subtle and profound. The circumstances you experience are not responding to your actions, but to your frequency, that invisible yet palpable energy that radiates from your very being. When you shift your vibration through conscious awareness and alignment with higher truths, reality must reorganize itself to match your new resonance. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, cannot help but reflect back the energy you emanate. This is not a practice of doing, but of being, of allowing yourself to embody the state of consciousness that naturally attracts your deepest desires. Like the carver who learned to merge with the beauty she wished to create, you must become one with the reality you seek to manifest. Sacred frequency alignment. Find a quiet space and close your eyes. Bring to mind a moment when you felt absolute alignment. A time when life flowed effortlessly, when you were in perfect harmony with existence. Allow yourself to fully re-enter that state, feeling it in every cell of your body. Notice how this vibration feels different from your normal state. Observe its qualities, perhaps lightness, expansion, or flow. For the next hour, maintain this elevated frequency while going about your activities. Watch how differently people respond to you, how circumstances align more smoothly, how solutions appear without effort. This is not a temporary exercise, but a demonstration of your natural state of being. The more you cultivate this alignment, the more your reality will shift to match its frequency. Chapter 7. Linkage and Manifestation. In the bustling marketplace of old, a trader named Sophia spent her days counting bronze coins while dreaming of silver. Each morning she would gaze longingly at the wealthy merchants passing by, wondering why fortune seemed to favor them while eluding her. Though she worked tirelessly, prosperity remained just beyond her grasp. You must understand that the universe operates as a vast field of possibilities, all existing simultaneously. What you perceive as not yet manifested is simply vibrating at a frequency you have not yet matched. Your desires are not distant stars to be reached. They are already quantum linked with your being, waiting for you to recognize their presence. When you truly grasp this truth, you will understand that manifestation is not about creating something new. It is about tuning your energy to collapse the quantum field into the reality where your desire already exists. Like a radio seeking its station, you must align your frequency with what you wish to experience. One night, as Sophia sat among her meager earnings, an elderly sage approached her shop. "Why do you count what you lack?" the sage asked, "instead of feeling what is already yours." The sage explained that wealth was not a distant treasure to be hunted, but an energy already intertwined with Sophia's path. Her constant focus on absence had created a veil obscuring the abundance that surrounded her. That evening, Sophia began to shift her awareness. Instead of yearning for wealth, she started feeling its presence in her life. She walked as though prosperity already flowed through her veins. She spoke with the certainty of one who knew abundance as her natural state. Within weeks, opportunities began emerging that had always been there, previously invisible to her doubt-clouded eyes. This truth applies to every desire held in your heart, whether it is love, success, health, or abundance. It exists now in the quantum field already linked with your energy. Your task is not to reach for it, but to align with its presence. Quantum manifestation alignments sit in perfect stillness. Bring your desire into focus. Now, instead of seeing it as something to attain, feel it as an energy already woven into your being. Let every cell of your body vibrate with the certainty of its presence. Breathe as though you are already living in this reality. Move through your day carrying this unwavering knowing, not as hope or wish, but as an accomplished fact. In the quantum field, the physical manifestation must follow, for it is simply making visible what already exists in the unseen realms. As you maintain this state of alignment, notice how your perception shifts. The world around you begins to mirror your inner certainty, reflecting back the truth you hold within. Chapter 8. The Science of Synchronicity. In the ancient city of Damascus, a young trader named Theo searched endlessly for a rare artifact said to contain the secrets of alchemy. Each day he passed a peculiar old shop with a silver lion painted on its sign. Yet he ignored it, convinced his treasure lay elsewhere. 3 times he encountered an elderly man carrying books bound in red leather, and 3 times he hurried past, too focused on his destination to notice his knowing smile. You must understand that the universe speaks in patterns, not coincidences. What appears as chance is actually the language of quantum linkage made visible. Every repeated number, every random encounter, every unexpected alignment carries a message crafted specifically for you. These synchronicities are not mere curiosities. They are the visible threads of the quantum web responding to your energy. When you emit a certain frequency, the universe orchestrates events, encounters, and circumstances that match that vibration. It is not magic, but the natural law of resonance made manifest in your daily experience. The old man appeared a 4th time, now sitting in a courtyard reading from a silver book. "The treasure you seek," he said, though Theo had spoken nothing of his search, "has been calling to you since the beginning." He gestured toward the shop with the silver lion, the very one Theo had passed countless times. Inside, on a shelf touched by sunlight, sat the artifact he had sought across countless miles. The signs had always been there, guiding him toward his desire. His fixation on how the discovery should appear had blinded him to the way it was actually unfolding. Your life speaks to you in the same language of synchronicity. The universe is constantly arranging itself to guide you toward your highest path. But like Theo, you may be missing these divine arrangements by expecting them to appear in a specific form. Sacred synchronicity practice for 7 days. Carry a small journal with you. Each evening record 3 meaningful coincidences, every repeated pattern, every unexpected alignment that catches your attention. Note the numbers that appear repeatedly, the conversations that eerily mirror your thoughts, the chance encounters that feel significant. Do not analyze these synchronicities as they occur. Simply document them with the date, time, and circumstances. At the end of the week, review your journal. You will discover an intricate web of meaning, proof that the universe is actively responding to your inner state. This practice will attune you to the subtle language of the quantum field, allowing you to recognize and follow the signs that have always been guiding your path. As you document these divine breadcrumbs, your awareness will expand and you'll begin to perceive the intricate tapestry of meaning woven through every moment. The universe speaks in whispers and synchronicities. Once you learn to listen with your whole being, you'll discover that every coincidence carries a message meant precisely for you. Chapter 9. Parallel Realities and Shifting Timelines. In the mountains of Persia, a master weaver named Sophia lived in solitude, dedicating her life to creating a single masterpiece. Each morning she would approach her loom and add a single thread. As she wove, something extraordinary began to occur with each thread. The entire tapestry seemed to shift into a different version of itself. You are like Sophia, selecting from infinite versions of your existence, with every choice, every thought, every emotion. What appears as a single linear life is actually your consciousness moving through countless parallel realities, each one as real as the next. Quantum physics has unveiled this truth: multiple versions of reality exist simultaneously. The world you experience is not fixed but fluid, responding to your dominant vibration by presenting you with the version that matches your energy. When you shift your state of being, you automatically begin experiencing a different timeline. Sophia noticed that on days when she wove with joy, her masterpiece would reveal vibrant new dimensions she had never imagined. When she worked from a place of doubt, the same loom appeared dull and lifeless. The tapestry wasn't changing. Sophia was shifting between different versions of her creation through her internal state. This same principle governs your existence. The version of life where you have already achieved your desires exists now. The version where you are living your dreams exists now. You are not creating these realities, you are selecting them through your dominant frequency. Timeline shifting practice. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and imagine infinite doorways before you, each one leading to a different version of your life. Feel their presence like reflections in an infinite mirror. Now bring your attention to the version of you who already embodies everything you desire to become. Notice how this version thinks, moves, and responds to life. Begin to breathe as this version of you breathes, allowing their natural rhythm to become your own. Feel what they feel, their deep sense of peace, their unwavering confidence, their absolute alignment with their desires. See through their eyes, perceiving the world as they do, where everything flows with divine perfection. Let their certainty, their knowing, their state of being flow through you like a gentle river of light, washing away all doubt and resistance. You are not pretending or forcing this experience. You are recognizing and remembering a self that already exists in the infinite field of possibility. Stay with this embodiment until you feel a subtle shift, an unmistakable knowing that you have aligned with this reality. Let this awareness settle into your bones, into every cell of your being, until it becomes as natural as breathing. Chapter 10. Unlocking the Gateway to Infinite Potential. In the hidden valleys of the Andes, there lived a mystic named Ilara, who spent years studying the nature of reality. Each morning she would sit before a wooden wall, meditating on its solidity. One day, as she touched the wall's surface, her hand passed through it like mist. In that moment, she understood the wall had never been solid. It was her belief in its solidity that made it so. You too stand before walls that appear impenetrable. These walls are not physical. They are the boundaries of what you believe possible. Yet just as Ilara discovered, these limitations exist only in your mind. The quantum entanglement law reveals that reality is fluid, responding to your deepest convictions. When you declare something impossible, you create an energetic barrier that prevents that possibility from manifesting in your experience. But when you release these limiting beliefs, reality becomes as malleable as clay in your hands. Think of your beliefs as frequencies. Each limitation you accept broadcasts a signal that attracts experiences matching that restriction. I can't. It's impossible. That's not realistic. These thoughts are not observations of reality. They are commands to the quantum field. As Alara continued her practice, she realized that walking through walls was not about defying physical laws. It was about seeing through the illusion of their solidity. The wall didn't change, her perception did. And as her perception shifted, so did her reality. Your power to manifest is not limited by external conditions. The only true limitation is your acceptance of limitation itself. The universe does not recognize impossible. It only recognizes the frequency you emit through your beliefs. Belief reprogramming practice. Take a blank piece of paper and draw a line down the middle. On the left side, write down every limiting belief that holds you back. These are your walls, the boundaries you've accepted as real. Now on the right side, write the higher truth that dissolves each limitation. For example, I never have enough money becomes, abundance flows to me effortlessly. I'm not talented enough becomes, I am infinitely capable. It's too late for me becomes, divine timing is always perfect. Close your eyes and feel the energy of each new belief. Let it resonate through your being until it feels more real than the limitation it replaces. These are not affirmations, they are frequencies you're choosing to emit. Remember, the quantum field does not distinguish between possible and impossible. It simply matches whatever you accept as true. This infinite ocean of potential responds only to your deepest convictions, caring nothing for society's limitations or what others deem realistic. Like a perfect mirror, it reflects back precisely what you hold as truth in your consciousness, whether that truth serves or limits you. Part 2. Mastering the Art of Quantum Creation. Chapter 11. The Code of Thought. In a distant monastery, a chronicler named Alara spent her days recording ancient texts. Each morning, she would carefully transcribe the sacred manuscripts, her quill dancing across pristine parchment. One day, she noticed something extraordinary. The stories she wrote began appearing in the world around her. When she wrote of rain clouds gathered, when she described prosperity, merchants arrived bearing gifts. Through her writings, she had unknowingly tapped into the creative power of thought. Your mind operates in much the same way. Every thought you hold is like Ilara's quill, inscribing instructions into the fabric of reality. These are not mere mental exercises. They are energetic blueprints that the universe faithfully brings into form. The quantum field does not judge your thoughts or question their wisdom. Like a master builder, it simply follows the blueprints you provide through your consistent mental patterns. When you think, I am not enough, the universe constructs experiences that confirm this belief. When you hold thoughts of abundance, reality rearranges itself to match this frequency. Your thoughts carry specific vibrations, each resonating at different frequencies. Thoughts of lack vibrate at a lower frequency, attracting more experiences of scarcity. Thoughts of abundance vibrate higher, drawing forth experiences of prosperity. This is not philosophy, it is quantum mechanics in action. As Ilara discovered, the power lies not in the occasional thought, but in the patterns you maintain. A single thought of lack is like a drop of ink in the ocean, it dissipates quickly. But repeated thoughts are like a steady stream, eventually coloring your entire reality. Thought purification practice. Sit in silence for 20 minutes. Observe your thoughts as they arise without judgment. Notice how each thought feels. Does it expand or contract your energy? Does it lift you higher or pull you lower? When you identify a limiting thought, do not resist it. Instead, recognize it as a signal from the quantum field, showing you what you've been programming into your reality. For each limiting thought, craft its higher alternative. Transform "I can't afford this" into "money flows to me easily." This is not a mental exercise, it is reprogramming the quantum field, altering the very fabric of your reality with each conscious choice. Your mind is the control panel of reality. Every thought is a command, every belief, a program running in the background of your existence. The universe responds not to what you want, but to what you consistently think and believe to be true. Like a master programmer writing code for the cosmic computer, you are constantly sending instructions into the infinite field of possibility. When you upgrade your mental software, replacing doubt with faith, fear with love, scarcity with abundance, you initiate a profound transformation in the material world around you. Chapter 12. Feeling is the key to quantum activation. In the mountains of an ancient kingdom, a rover named Theo traveled from village to village. Unknown to him, the world transformed with his changing moods. When his heart soared with joy, flowers bloomed in his footsteps, and birds sang in harmony. When melancholy clouded his spirit, the skies grew heavy, and the paths became treacherous. Your emotions shape reality in the same way. While thoughts provide the blueprint, emotions supply the energy that brings those blueprints to life. Think of your feelings as the electricity that powers the manifestation process. Without emotional charge, even the most perfectly crafted thoughts remain dormant. The quantum field responds not to what you think about, but to what you feel deeply. When you emanate genuine joy about a future event, you are not merely imagining it, you are tuning into its frequency, drawing it into your present moment. This is why forced positive thinking often fails to create lasting change. The universe responds to authentic feeling, not mechanical repetition of words. Your emotional state is your energetic signature in the universe. Like a radio dial, it determines which frequency you broadcast and therefore which reality you tune into. When you maintain an emotion consistently, you begin resonating with parallel timelines that match that feeling. This is not metaphysical theory. It is the mechanics of quantum reality selection. The secret lies in understanding that emotions are not reactions to your reality. They are the architects of it. Most people wait to feel abundant, until abundance arrives to feel loved, until love appears to feel successful, until success manifests. This reverses the creative process. The emotion must come first. Reality follows. Quantum emotion activation. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and bring to mind something you wish to manifest. But instead of visualizing it, immerse yourself in how it feels to already have it. If it's abundance you seek, feel the deep security of financial freedom. Let this feeling fill every cell of your body until you can no longer tell where the feeling ends and you begin. Stay in this state for at least 5 minutes, allowing the emotion to build and intensify. This is not pretending or fooling yourself. You are literally tuning your energetic frequency to match the reality you wish to experience. As you maintain this emotional frequency, you begin resonating with the version of reality where your desire already exists. Remember, the universe doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to what you are being. Your emotional state is your declaration of identity to the quantum field. Feel as though your desire is already yours, and watch as reality reshapes itself to match your inner state. Chapter 13. Collapsing the Wave. In the ancient kingdom of Persia, a warrior named Alara stood at a crossroads where two paths diverged into the mist. For days she lingered, weighing each option, analyzing potential outcomes. Yet, with each moment of indecision, both paths grew increasingly unclear until they began to fade entirely from view. The universe operates in precisely this way until you make an absolute decision. All possibilities remain in a state of quantum suspension. Your reality stays fluid, uncommitted, waiting for your command. This is why those who hesitate often find themselves trapped in cycles of uncertainty. Their unwillingness to choose keeps all options theoretically available, but none become real. Decision is the mechanism that collapses quantum possibilities into tangible reality. When you truly decide, not merely wish or hope, but decide with unwavering certainty, you send a clear signal through the quantum field. This signal eliminates competing possibilities and channels all universal energy toward your chosen outcome. You must understand, a decision is not a preference or a desire. It is an absolute knowing, a point of no return where all other options cease to exist in your mind. This is the level of commitment that shapes reality. When you decide with this depth of certainty, the universe has no choice but to align with your choice. This is why those who achieve remarkable things often speak of moments when they burned their bridges, eliminating all possibility of retreat. They understood intuitively that keeping backup plans dilutes the power of decision. The quantum field responds to certainty, not to hesitation. Reality-shifting decision points sit in absolute stillness. Bring to mind the outcome you wish to manifest. Now, instead of hoping for it or working toward it, make an irrevocable decision that this will be your reality. Feel the weight of this choice, let it settle into your bones. Mentally close every other door. Release all backup plans, all alternative options. Feel the power that comes from absolute commitment. This is not a mental exercise. It is a quantum command, a point of no return. Stay in this space until you feel the shift, the moment when your decision moves from thought to knowing. This is the point where probability collapses into certainty, where possibility transforms into reality. Your decision must be maintained with unwavering focus, becoming the foundation upon which your new reality is built. Each time doubt arises, return to this moment of absolute choice, allowing its power to dissolve any uncertainty that clouds your vision. Remember, the universe does not respond to what you want. It responds to what you have decided is already yours. Like a master sculptor who sees the finished masterpiece within the raw stone, you must hold your vision with such clarity that its manifestation becomes inevitable. This is the ancient truth that has guided seekers through the ages. The power lies not in hoping, but in knowing with unshakable certainty. Chapter 14. The Quantum Vacuum. In the heart of an ancient temple, a monk named Theo sat with empty hands. For years he had sought to understand the mysteries of creation, believing that abundance required resources, effort, and struggle. Yet as he gazed at his empty palm one morning, a profound truth awakened within him. You too sit now with what appears to be nothing yet. This emptiness holds infinite potential. The quantum field that surrounds you contains every possibility, every dream, every desire you've ever held. This field does not require raw materials. It requires only your alignment. When you attempt to manifest through effort and force, you actually create resistance to what naturally wishes to flow toward you. The universe does not need your struggle, it needs your allowance. This is why those who strive the hardest often manifest the least, while those who learn to align with the natural flow of creation seem to manifest effortlessly. Think of the air around you, invisible yet ever present. Your desires exist in precisely this way, already complete in the unseen realm. Your task is not to build them from scratch, but to allow them to take form through your alignment with their existence. This is the art of creating from zero point, the space where all possibilities exist simultaneously. From this void, all things emerge. When you enter this space of pure potential, you release the need to manipulate external circumstances. You simply align with the frequency of what you desire, knowing it already exists. The monk Theo discovered that his empty hands were not a sign of lack. They were vessels of infinite potential. As he released his attachment to physical effort, abundance began flowing through him naturally, proving that creation requires no external source. 0 point creation method. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and let your breath become gentle and natural. Feel yourself entering the void, the space where all possibilities exist simultaneously. Release all effort, all striving, all need to make things happen. In this stillness, hold the essence of your desire not as something to achieve, but as something that already exists. Feel how it exists as pure potential in the quantum field around you. Instead of reaching for it, allow it to emerge through you. Release any tension about how or when it will manifest. Simply rest in the knowing that it already exists, and your alignment is drawing it into form. Remain in this space of pure allowing for as long as it feels natural. This is not meditation. It is quantum creation through absolute allowance. The less you force, the more powerfully it flows. Chapter 15. The role of imagination in reality shifting. In a sun-drenched studio high in the mountains, a young artist named Alara stood before an empty canvas. While others saw blankness, her eyes beheld a masterpiece already complete in vivid detail. Every stroke, every shade, every subtle interplay of light and shadow existed vividly in her mind's eye. As her brush touched the canvas, she merely traced what was already there, bringing the invisible into visible form. You too possess this power of pre-creation. What many call imagination is actually the ability to step into realities that exist in potential form. When you engage in true visualization, you're not fabricating fantasy. You are experiencing what already exists in the quantum field. The universe responds not to what you wish for, but to what you vibrate as real. When you imagine with full sensory engagement, you create a quantum blueprint that the universe must fulfill. This is not mere positive thinking. It is the active engagement with parallel realities that already exist. Think of your desired reality as a frequency playing on a radio station you haven't yet tuned to. Through vivid imagination, you adjust your internal dial to receive that station. The more real you make it in your mind, the stronger the signal becomes. Just as Ilara saw her paintings complete before lifting her brush, you must see, feel, hear, taste, and touch your desires as if they are present now. This sends ripples through the quantum field, collapsing possibility into certainty. Multisensory reality creation. Close your eyes and enter your desired reality. See the details with crystal clarity. Notice the colors, the shapes, the play of light and shadow. Let these images become as real as your current surroundings. Now add sound. Hear the voices, the music, the ambient noise of this reality. Let these sounds surround you completely. Feel the textures, temperatures, and sensations. Whether it's the weight of success, the warmth of love, or the texture of abundance, make it physically real. Breathe in the sense of this reality. Let them trigger memories that haven't happened yet. Taste the sweetness of achievement, the flavor of fulfillment. Let every sense confirm that this reality is not coming, it is here. Remain in this complete sensory immersion until it feels more real than your current circumstances. Let each breath draw you deeper into this reality, anchoring you in its truth. You are not pretending, you are pre-experiencing what is already yours, claiming what the universe has already set aside for you. This is not imagination but recognition, not fantasy but prophecy. In this sacred space of complete knowing, you commune with the divine blueprint of your destined path. Chapter 16. Energetic Signatures. A young musician named Theo lived in a village nestled between ancient mountains. Each morning he would climb to the highest peak, carrying his bone flute. For years he played melodies, hoping to unlock the mysteries whispered about in legends of gateways that appeared when the perfect note was struck. Yet nothing changed until one day he realized it was not about finding the right note but becoming it. You too stand before such gateways, separated only by frequency. The reality you seek exists now, vibrating at a specific resonance. Like a radio signal, it broadcasts continuously, waiting for you to match its wavelength. The universe operates through resonance, not request. When you ask for abundance while vibrating at the frequency of lack, your signal remains misaligned with your desire. When you plead for love while emanating fear, you create dissonance rather than harmony. Each version of reality, each timeline, each possibility exists at its own unique frequency. Success vibrates differently than struggle. Abundance resonates at a different pitch than scarcity. Love emanates a different wavelength than loneliness. Just as Theo learned to become the note he played, you must become the frequency you wish to experience. If you seek abundance, you must vibrate at the frequency of abundance, not by pretending, but by truly embodying that energy state. If you desire love, you must resonate with the frequency of love, not by wanting it, but by becoming it. Frequency alignment practice. Find a quiet space where you can be undisturbed. Close your eyes and breathe deeply, allowing your awareness to settle into your body. Feel your current vibrational state, notice its texture, its rhythm, its quality. Now bring to mind someone who embodies what you desire, not their external circumstances, but their energy, how they move through the world, how they carry themselves, how they respond to life. Begin to breathe as they would breathe. Move as they would move. Think as they would think. Let your entire being shift into alignment with this frequency. Feel yourself becoming this resonance, not imitating, but transforming, allowing your energy field to naturally attune to this higher vibration. Stay here until you feel the shift complete, until you no longer remember how to vibrate at your old frequency. Let this new resonance become so natural, so intrinsic to your being that your former state feels like a distant memory, a story that belongs to someone else. You have not changed your circumstances. You have changed your broadcast signal. The universe must now respond accordingly. For this is the ancient law that governs all creation, like attracts like, and your new vibration will call forth its matching reality with perfect precision. Chapter 17. The Unbreakable Laws of Quantum Trust. In the ancient markets of a distant land, a trader named Alara tended her stall each morning before opening her shop. Each day she would plant the finest seeds, carefully covering them with rich soil. But as shadows lengthened across her stall, doubt would creep into her heart. Unable to resist, she would unearth the seeds, examining them for signs of growth, then replant them with trembling hands. Year after year, her stall remained barren, while others flourished around her. You too plant seeds in the quantum field with every intention you set. Each thought, each desire, each clear vision of what you wish to manifest. These are seeds planted in fertile soil. But like Alara, you may find yourself uprooting these possibilities before they have time to take root. Trust is not merely a virtue. It is a force that shapes reality. When you plant an intention in absolute certainty, you create an unbreakable quantum bond between present and future. This bond strengthens with each moment you maintain unwavering faith, drawing your desire closer to manifestation. Doubt, however, acts as a disruptive frequency. Each time you question whether your desire will manifest, you weaken the entanglement between possibility and reality. Your wavering creates interference patterns in the quantum field, keeping your manifestation in a state of perpetual uncertainty. The universe responds not to what you want, but to what you trust is already yours. When you set an intention and stand firm in absolute knowing, not hoping, not wishing, but knowing, you establish a clear channel through which manifestation can flow. Quantum Trust Practice. Choose one specific desire and write it down with absolute clarity. Now make an irrevocable covenant with yourself. For the next 7 days you will maintain complete trust in its manifestation. Not a single doubt will be entertained. Each time a doubt attempts to surface, immediately replace it with the phrase, "This is already mine. I trust in its perfect unfolding." Treat your intention as you would treat the sun rising, with complete certainty that it will appear. You do not wake each morning wondering if the sun will rise. You do not check the sky repeatedly to ensure it's still there. You simply know. This is the level of trust required for rapid manifestation. Let your desire rest in the soil of certainty, undisturbed by doubt, watered only with unwavering faith. What you plant in trust must grow. This is the law of quantum creation. Chapter 18. Releasing the need to control. Along the ancient shores of a distant sea, a sailor named Theo believed he could master the ocean through sheer force of will. Each morning he would set out before dawn, fighting against the waves, struggling to bend the winds to his command. Despite his strength and determination, he often found himself exhausted, barely catching enough fish to survive. You too may find yourself locked in constant struggle with life, believing that control is the path to success. Yet this very attachment creates an energetic barrier that prevents your desires from flowing naturally into your experience. When you need something desperately, you broadcast a frequency of lack into the quantum field. This frequency tells the universe, "I don't have this," and the universe, being a perfect mirror, reflects back more experiences of not having. The secret lies in a profound paradox to receive what you want. You must release your attachment to receiving it. One stormy morning, as Theo prepared to battle the waves once again, an old fisherman spoke to him. "The ocean is not your enemy to conquer, but your partner in creation." These words struck Theo's heart with truth. That day, instead of fighting the water, he observed its patterns. Instead of forcing his way through the waves, he felt their rhythm. To his amazement, he discovered that the very currents he had been fighting were actually leading to the richest fishing grounds. This truth extends beyond the physical realm. It is the fundamental nature of reality itself. When you surrender to the intelligence of the universe, you allow quantum forces to work on your behalf. This is not passive resignation, but active alignment with the forces that govern all things. Letting go ritual, sit in stillness and bring to mind something you deeply desire. Feel its essence, but notice any tension, anxiety, or desperate need surrounding it. Now imagine this desire as a dove resting in your open palms. Feel its gentle weight, its living presence. With each breath, loosen your grip slightly, allowing the dove to rest freely, knowing it chooses to stay. Notice how this feels, the perfect balance of holding an intention while releasing attachment to how and when it manifests. Let your breath become soft and steady as you repeat silently, I release all tension around this desire. I trust in the perfect unfolding of all things. Feel the lightness that comes with surrender. Notice how releasing control creates space for unexpected miracles to enter. Your only task is to maintain clear intention while allowing the quantum field to determine the path of least resistance. Let go of the how, when, and where. Your role is to hold the vision of what you desire while remaining open to infinite possibilities for its manifestation. Trust that what unfolds will be far greater than what your limited mind could have planned, for the universe operates through channels of wisdom that surpass all understanding. Chapter 19. Collapsing Old Timelines. In a village among ancient hills there lived a potter named Theo, who tended the same kilns his father and grandfather had worked before him. Each spring, without thought or question, he would craft the same plain pots his ancestors had made. Though the market no longer valued these pots, and though the clay yearned for different shapes, Theo continued the pattern, believing this was simply his fate. You are not bound by the cycles that seem to repeat in your life. What appears as destined is merely a pattern of energy maintained by your unconscious dedication to an old story. The threads that connect your present to your past exist only because you continue to weave them. The quantum field holds no memory. It responds only to the vibration you emit now. When you find yourself experiencing the same situations repeatedly, it is not because the universe is conspiring against you. It is because you remain energetically entangled with these patterns through your beliefs, expectations, and unconscious agreements. Just as Theo crafted plain pots because he believed he had no choice, you may be recrafting the seeds of old experiences simply because you haven't realized you can choose differently. The power to break any pattern lies in this moment of awareness, when you recognize that you are not the pattern, but the one who has been maintaining it. One day, a wandering sage observed Theo in his workshop and asked, "Why do you craft what brings you no joy?" This simple question shattered the trance of tradition. Theo realized he had been choosing his grandfather's life instead of his own. The following spring, he crafted ornate vessels instead, transforming not only his workshop but his entire reality. Pattern-breaking ritual. Identify a pattern that repeats in your life. Write it down with complete honesty. Now close your eyes and feel where this pattern lives in your body. Notice the sensations, the emotions it carries. Consciously choose to release your energetic investment in this story. Declare, I now release all agreements, conscious and unconscious, that bind me to this pattern. I choose a new path. For the next 7 days, whenever you notice the old pattern beginning to emerge, stop, take 3 deep breaths, and consciously choose a different response. You are not fighting against the old pattern, you are simply stepping onto a new timeline where it no longer exists. Chapter 20. Sacred Stillness. In the heart of a sacred grove, a mystic named Alara spent her days seeking the source of creation. While others sought power through action and words, she discovered something far more potent: the power of absolute stillness. You have been taught that creation requires constant doing, endless planning, and ceaseless activity. Yet the deepest truths of the universe reveal themselves only in silence. When the mind grows still, you touch the infinite field of pure potential. Think of a calm lake at dawn. When the surface is disturbed, it shows only broken reflections. But in perfect stillness, it mirrors reality with crystal clarity. Your mind operates in the same way. In the spaces between thoughts, you access the quantum field where all possibilities exist. Alara discovered this truth one morning when, exhausted from her spiritual practices, she simply stopped. In that moment of surrender, when her mind fell silent, she witnessed reality reshape itself around her. The trees seemed to bend toward her presence, and the very air sparkled with possibility. She realized that her previous efforts had only created ripples in the quantum field. It was in stillness that she could truly direct its flow. The universe does not need your constant intervention to manifest your desires. In fact, your endless mental chatter often disrupts the natural process of creation. True power lies in learning to enter the void, the space where thought ceases and pure awareness begins. When you enter this state of quantum silence, you bypass the limitations of the conscious mind. Here, in this vast stillness, You can access the blueprint of reality itself. Like Alara, you will discover that your greatest manifestations emerge not from doing, but from being. Quantum silence practice. Find a space where you will remain undisturbed. Close your eyes and allow your breath to naturally slow. Notice the gaps between your thoughts. These are doorways to the quantum field. As thoughts arise, neither resist nor engage with them. Simply watch them pass like clouds in an endless sky. Gradually, you will sense a deepening stillness, as if you are sinking into an infinite ocean of possibility. Rest in this space. Feel how creation requires no effort here. It flows naturally from your state of being. In this silence, you are both the creator and the witness of creation itself. Let your desired reality emerge from this stillness, not as a thought or visualization, but as a knowing that transcends mental activity. Stay here until you feel reality beginning to shift around you, responding to your silent presence. Conclusion. In the tapestry of existence, there comes a moment when understanding transforms into knowing. This is that moment. The veil has been lifted, and you see with clarity that was always your birthright. Like a dreamer awakening to find they control the dream, you now stand in full awareness of your creative power. Think back to when you first opened these words. You may have approached with curiosity, perhaps skepticism, seeking answers to questions that stirred in your soul. But what has unfolded is far more significant than mere knowledge. It is an awakening to the truth of your own nature. You have witnessed how your thoughts shape the quantum field, how your emotions magnetize reality, how your beliefs determine which version of existence manifests before you. These are not theories to contemplate. They are laws as certain as gravity, as reliable as the rising sun. Look around you. Everything you see, every circumstance you experience, every relationship that surrounds you, all of it has emerged from your consciousness. The world you perceive is not happening to you, it is responding to you. This truth cannot be unlearned, cannot be unseen, cannot be denied. You now understand why some days seemed magical when everything aligned perfectly. Those were the moments when you unknowingly matched the frequency of your desires. You see why certain patterns kept repeating. They were echoes of your sustained beliefs. You recognize why unexpected miracles appeared. They were manifestations of your momentary pure faith. The question that once burned in your mind, "Is this real?" has transformed into the declaration, "This is real." You have moved beyond seeking validation from external sources because the evidence is everywhere, woven into the fabric of your daily experience. Each breath you take is a creative force. Each thought you think is a seed planted in the quantum field. Each feeling you hold is a frequency broadcasting into the universe. This is not metaphor. It is the fundamental mechanism of reality. You stand now at the threshold of unlimited potential. The old boundaries of what you thought possible have dissolved. The limitations you once accepted as reality are revealed as nothing more than thoughts given power through belief. You are free to create anew, unrestricted by past conditioning. This is not the end of your journey, it is the true beginning. You step forward not as a student of universal law, but as its conscious wielder. The power you sought was never outside you. It was always your essential nature waiting to be recognized. What will you create with this knowing? What realities will you step into now that you understand your role as their architect? The quantum field awaits your direction, ready to manifest whatever frequency you choose to embody. If you enjoyed this audiobook, I created a free ebook version for you. You can download it using the link in the pinned comment. If you enjoyed this exclusive audiobook, I handpicked this next book, which will change your life.